Okay, hi everyone. Today we are going to make a plate clock so we can practice telling time, not on a digital clock, but an analog clock, which so many of us don't know how to do. So this is going to be your finished product. So you have an idea with the 12 hours of the day and then your minute hand and your hour hand, so you can tell when it is 7 o'clock or when it is 8 o'clock or maybe 8:15. So we're going to practice. So when we make this, it will allow you to practice telling time and also get a better idea about telling time on an analog clock. So what do you need to make this clock? It's fairly easy. You can obviously see you're going to need a plate. So we're going to start with the plate. You're also going to need some sort of paper. It's nice to have two different colors for your hour hand and your minute hand. Some sort of marker for indicating the hours on your clock. Maybe another pen or pencil to write hour and minute on your hands of your clock. You will need some scissors to do some cutting. Maybe a compass to help you make the hole in the middle, and we're going to be creative for the middle part. This one we used an earring, which was kind of cool. So we have an earring here, and that created, you can see here on the back, if we put that back of the earring on there tightly, it allows us to spin the hour and minute hands. Another option is a paper fastener. This is a very little paper fastener. There are bigger models. If you can find a bigger model, we recommend it, but it might be able to work as well for this. Another option might be a paper clip of some sort. This might be what we try for the model that we're going to do right now. Okay, so you're going to start with your plate, and you're going to start with your marker, and you're going to fill in the time. So we're going to start with, at the top here of your plate, you're going to start with 12 at the top. And then opposite that on the bottom, you're going to put 6 for 12 and 6 o'clock. Then you're going to then do the 3 and 9. So we're going to do a 3 on that side. And then we're going to need a 9 here. So I like starting with those, and then we can then break those zones up. So after 12 o'clock, we go to 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock, filling in that little zone. After 3 o'clock, we have 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock, filling in that zone. Moving over here from 6 o'clock, we go to 7 o'clock. And 8 o'clock, and then after 9 o'clock we have 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock, and then we're finishing the first 12 hours of our day. So that's going to be your hours for going around your clock. Now you're going to need to create your hour and minute hands. So we already here have some nicely cut pieces. Your hour hand is the shorter hand, so you can cut that a little shorter, and it's nice to create a little arrow because that way you'll know what your hour hand is facing. For your shorter hand, you can write hour on it, so you remember that the shorter hand is telling us the hours, right? And then on the minute hand is going to be a bit longer. Put that arrow there, and I'm going to make that somewhat longer. And so we have our hour. Now we're going to write minute on this one. So you have your hour and minute hand, or your hour and minute hands rather. So we call on the clock, you have, those are called hands. They kind of actually look like fingers, but we call them hands. So the hour hand we're going to put over top of our minute hand. We can have those align, and they're going to be anchored in right at the middle of your clock. So if you have a compass, that works nicely. You have a nice sort of center. So I like to sort of align mine right about there and sort of figure out your center of your clock between the 3 and the 9 and the 6 and the 12. And you can align your hands and then just pop that right through the center, your compass, so you make a little hole. Now we could try this. I guess I'm going to try the paper fastener. This is a little baby one. We're going to see if we can get that to go through the hole that we have made on the hands. Yes, it's going through right here. So it's gone through. It's quite small, but I think it will work. And then on the other side, once it's gone through, you can open up the 2 pieces of the paper fastener and it will keep that in place. Actually, this is quite lovely. I think it's going to work just fine. Actually, really great. And really, that's it, because what that allows us to do is that paper fastener allows us to move these hands around the clock. So we can start at the very beginning of the day, right? We can start at midnight. That's the first, and then we can move to 1 o'clock in the morning. We can move to 2 o'clock in the morning. We can move to 3 o'clock, still in the morning, or in AM, 4 o'clock AM, 5 a.m., moving on in the day. Hopefully we're still sleeping. 6 a.m. Maybe we're waking up to get ready to go to school. 7 a.m. Getting ready to go to school. We're arriving at school mostly 8 a.m. Morning is passing by, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and then we're going to get to lunchtime or noontime or 12 o'clock. We are now 12 p.m. So now we've gone through the a.m., the morning hours. Now we're at p.m. So now it's 1 p.m., 2 p.m. So now we're in the second time around the clock. 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and now we are at midnight again, starting a new day. Wow, quick 24 hours there. So that's if our minute hand is on the 12, right? Because that's the perfect hour. But it's not always going to be. For example, that's 2 o'clock. But what if it were 2 and our minute hand were moved? Oops, go back here. You kind of have to play with it a little bit. Here we have 2:15 or 2:15, right? 2:15. We can keep our hour at the 2. We can have 2:20, right? 2:25. We can also have 2:30 or 2:30. So you can play around, and we encourage you to do so. And you can quiz your friends and family so that they could tell you what the times are in English. And it's just a really fun way to practice time that we like to do in our classes, and we hope you have fun making them. Thank you. Bye.